Hello. I can hear myself. I can hear the game. It's the two most important things. So, obviously, clearly, this is not, Kerbal Space Program. So, I've been on a nostalgia kick. And I decided to, I've not been, for the most part, I've, preferred playing on, original hardware, or at least official hardware, but as I think what finally just did it in for me was the fact that Chrono Cross, after, what, 20 years? They're like, here's a remaster for modern consoles, and all it was a badly configured emulator. It's like, okay, at least there's a version that runs on official hardware now that we could buy if we want to, but I mean, I have it already. This is the original PlayStation 1 Chrono Cross. So it's like, why pay for an emulator copy when I can emulate my original copy, and then you don't have to worry about updated translations or remastered images or what have you. So this is me testing out RetroArch. So I figured, if I want to play Chrono Cross on stream, gotta get the PlayStation emulator running, and RetroArch has like a bunch of systems available to it. So I figured, why not give Mario World? I want to play Mario World too. So one other thing. Oh, I'm not in focus. Window in focus, please. All right. You're gonna see behind the scenes, behind the curtain. So there is. You can apply shaders. So one of the nostalgia things that people like to do is they put on a CRT monitor like scan lines. So here's what a pure signal for Super Mario World looks like. Well, not entirely pure, because I've forced the aspect ratio to 4:3. I feel like in the past I have been like more suited for off-the-cuff discussions. But maybe it's just brain power. How do I... Okay. I'm, cleaning up some windows over here. Okay, so, hello. Howdy. How are you? 18-month subscriber. That reminds me, I kind of need to make subscriber, badges, right? Another reason to get Photoshop. Anyway, the whole thing, Super Nintendo, everybody's like, here's the pure signal coming out of the Super Nintendo. It's sharp, and normally it's a little more squished. It's not 4:3, it's a little taller than 4:3. I don't think it's exactly 1:1. It might be 8:7, something. But Super Nintendo, all these old consoles, they were played on a 4:3 CRT monitor or TV. So what you want to do to get here's the, maybe this is like the developer's intent or whatever, but this is not how like anybody played it. People played their games stretched to 4x3, which I have done. I forced this to 4x3, and, well, I lost focus again. And CRT lines. Now, if you didn't play Super Nintendo on a TV with like little bars running through it and a little bit of like wiggle, you know, just like some signal jitter, everything's just a slightly blurry. It's like, this is the way Super Nintendo was meant to be played. So I think I played this. Well, I know I did. I went back to look at like Chrono Trigger and Super Mario World when I played them before. But this time around, I think I want to give this a shot. Give the CRT blur effect a shot. Yes, this is a fresh. I've actually experimented. I got whatever I was thinking, it just poof, vanished. Oh, I played to the vanilla dome just for you know, during lunch break. Play some Mario during lunch break. Yeah, the TV in the the TV in the back in the sewing room at Grandma's house. And on that particular TV, if the screen filled up with yellow in particular, then your TV would buzz. It was just something about the color yellow on that TV we played on. It would just... Anyway. I think after that, we'll see how fast I can play this. I don't know if I'll do 100%, but maybe I'll try to finish it at least. And then I realized I haven't played Chrono Trigger since 2018, I think was the date on YouTube. It's been 4 years! So the grand goal... is 7 minutes of jibber jabber, but I want to play Chrono Cross. Reflect Mario. I want to play Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is the... not really a sequel, but it is directly tied into Chrono Trigger. So, I want to play Chrono Trigger again. And I think 4 years is a long enough gap to play it again. So probably after this, play Chrono Trigger, and then go right into Chrono Cross. And then figure out what we want to do from there, because I've never finished Chrono Cross. Sounds like yellow. Yes, that's... I can show you the level. It was in Vanilla Dome. I was just playing it like 5 minutes. 5 minutes ago. But whenever the screen fills up with the yellow flippy bricks, the TV went bzzzt. Ever what? Ever question mark? I don't know what you were referring to. There was another game that had a lot of sand. I don't know. Chrono Cross was the ever... I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what I've said in the last 10 seconds. This is not going to be a speedrun, by the way. But it'll be a... see how far we can get. And then I'll probably... I don't know. Well, this is great. Great. Awesome. I was gonna say... to be perfectly... I made the mistake of drinking, like, Monster right before the stream, so now my throat is all, like, scummy feeling. Oh. Yes, I've never finished Chrono Cross. I played the first disc, so I played about half of it. And I don't know why I stopped. It's not like I got mad at it or anything. I just stopped. But I saw someone playing Final Fantasy X. Boy, I don't understand the appeal of Final Fantasy. Like, at all. Trying to think what other games that we played. Because there was Mario. We had access to Mario World. Mario World 2. There was a Toy Story game that they had. We played on our cousin's Super Nintendo. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country. Had Lion King. Like, everybody's favorite Lion King Super Nintendo. I wonder whatever happened to those. Probably got sold or lost or something. It'd be neat to, like, get those. Anyway, I'm gonna play through this level with the CRT lines as an experiment. And then I'm gonna play it again without the CRT lines, just so I have, like, a baseline so I can go back and watch. So... Everyone's favorite Lion King. Yeah, there was only one, but it's sort of infamous in how, like, how hard it is and how, like, absolutely no payoff in the end there is for finishing that game. Which now I kind of want to play it. I remember it. I remember most of it. I was never able to finish it. I need to put chat somewhere where I can see it while playing. Because right now, a bit difficult to keep an eye on chat and the game. Eek. Oh, I missed it. Also, some useless Sandy trivia. The first time I saw a Super Nintendo, it was at Target. And they had a demo unit. And this level was the level that I played on the demo unit. And it was like a magical experience for what? 6-year-old me? 1995 is when this came out, right? 1990? I was 5. Alright. We're gonna go back to this level. Turn off the shaders. Ah! My eyes! It's so sharp! I hate it. I already hate it. I mean, it looks so nice, but... I know, it's like getting glasses. The first time you get glasses, and then it's like, your eyes are so, like, sharp it hurts. I can understand why people want it this way, but... kind of. It's one of those things where it's like, sure, this may be like the way people would have liked it to be if we weren't stuck with CRTs back in the day, but we were stuck with CRTs back in the day, and it was blurry. When you first got glasses, they made you lean sideways. Technically, I think it's, yeah, it's my left. Technically, it's my left eye that needs to be corrected, but it's not a whole lot. So I guess I didn't have that, effect. And I think out of all the Mario games, Super Mario World is my favorite, but it's so hard to find someone who is just playing Super Mario World without glitching the crap out of it or playing a mod, you know, a ROM hack. So maybe that's me. Maybe I fulfill the gap in the category where I just play glitchless Mario World. No! Hooray! Thanks for saving me, blah, blah, blah. Eat a berry and shut up, Yoshi. Gosh. I might have been around for Mario 1. Mario 1, 2, and 3 on the NES. But I think this is the one that I say encapsulates my childhood. No! And I'm not playing great, and I don't care. Whoops. Good enough. Oh, I wish I was recording. No, usually I get 40. But how did I have 50 stars exactly? Was that 225s? No, we've played 3 levels. No, we played 2 levels. Anyway. I got 50 on the goalpost when I was testing today, and it gave me 3 lives. It's like, I have never done that in as long as I've played. In all these long years, never got a 50 on the goalpost. Maybe there's a trick to it. Maybe I'm just a scrub. Usually I get 40. Oh, there is a pipe down here, I believe, but I don't want to I don't want to suicide by mistake, so... And it's not these yellow bricks that did it. I'll show you. When we get there, I'll make sure to mention it. That made the old TV buzz. That is... I got a 21 and a 29 to get the 50. Okay. Whoops. If this is going to be a repeat. Yep. I got this when I was experimenting today. So far, it's been a perfect match, except for the 50 that I can't prove that I got. Oh, by the way, I should probably... While I do have an 8-bit dough, is that how you pronounce it? An 8-bit dough. This is a legitimate Super Nintendo controller, OG, and I have it connected. Ages and ages ago, I got a, if I can find it, Super Smart Joy adapter. So that's how I've been playing. Nothing comes close to the hand feel of an OG Super Nintendo controller. No, Yoshi! Whoops. Whoops. Mistakes were made. That's okay. Is this where I got 50? No. I feel like I jumped off the top of this and got 50. And I was like, what? No, wasn't this. Too hard. The other disappointing thing when I watch people play Mario World without, like, glitching or anything is that they'll do, they'll warp to Bowser's Castle using the Star Road. And it's like, oh boy, I got to watch a whole 5 minutes of Mario World. I want to watch someone do 100% glitchless. How hard is that request? Oh, I touched the floor. In case you didn't know, as long as your feet do not touch the ground, for example, if you're on a net mesh, you can stomp on turtles and just get 1-ups. You can get about 4 or 5 1-ups out of all those turtles. You got a Switch? Or have access to a Switch? You can get... Oh, whoops. Made a mistake. Made a mistake again. You can... It's a little annoying. If you... subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online, they'll let you buy the Super Nintendo controllers for the Virtual Console. They're kind of expensive, and you have to pay for the subscription first before they unlock that option in the store. But pretty good. Would highly recommend. Maybe not the 64 controllers, but I did get the NES and SNES controls for the Switch. I just wish the Virtual Console wasn't Nintendo Switch Online. And again, they're just badly emulated, so if they're just gonna badly emulate it, I'll emulate it better here. How about that? Time to cheese my way through the level. Whoops. Whoops again. Oh! Missed it by that much. Ah! Perfect. So you can play the new Pokemon that's coming out. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Is that what they are? Otherwise, I have no idea. Don't know what gen it is anymore. I don't know what the starters are. Oh yeah, I do. It has that creepy cat plant Pokemon starter. I didn't jump. That reminds me. Well, face rolled that guy. What I'm trying to say is, maybe I still need to play Diamond, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, whatever. How do you say that? Arceus? Arceus? It looked interesting, but... And I'm not usually one for graphics. But I couldn't ignore the emptiness in Arceus. It was just off-putting somehow. And I can't remember what I did like about it, though. Maybe it was that you could see the Pokemon in the grass. And even better, it's not Sword Shield. So, all a Pokemon has to be is not Sword and Shield. I think I've mentioned it in the past that Diamond was actually my first Pokemon. Messed that one up, but oh well. Or, now that I think of it, I can't remember if Diamond was my first one. No, wait, Pearl. I had Pearl. Anyway, that gen. That was the first... new one, at any rate. But I can't remember if I got the DS, and I know I got Fire Red. And I can't remember if I played that first or not. I was at least a smart enough cookie to know Gen 1 was the best. And if it wasn't first, it was a close second after Diamond. But I want to say I played Fire Red first for the specific purpose of transferring up a Vulpix. So maybe I played it first. I'm just chilling to this underground music. I'm stuck! Ah! I know at the time I played with somebody who was a Pokemon nut, so I had some help. I had whichever one, Diamond or Pearl, and they got the other one, so we could transfer back and forth. Had to buy that dumb little Nintendo Wi-Fi connector USB thingy. Because at the time I didn't have... That was like before Wi-Fi was widespread, so Nintendo actually sold a USB stick that gave your DS internet ability without a full Wi-Fi. That wasn't the only way the DS could get online, right? I know it wasn't great, but we didn't have always on internet at the time, so it might have just been the way my computer had to run. I don't... Nintendo doesn't know how to do any online services, but I'm pretty sure in this case it wasn't their fault. I want to say, without a shadow of a doubt, you are the, my resident Pokemon nut. So, yes. Ow. Give me feather, please. I know Gen 1. That's about all I cared to know. I don't even remember all of the types I have not memorized the type chart, but I can list most of Gen 1. And that's where I draw the line. Mostly because I don't have enough space in my brain. Like, even if I wanted to. I don't think I could. Ow. Mistakes were made. No, 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 no. Excuse me, I'm calling shenanigans on that. I was at least half a pixel away. Boo. Nine to 7. I need a feather. Go back here, grab a feather. Here's a top tip. Don't squash the guy with this feather here, or he won't respawn like that. You can knock a feather off of him, but if you actually squish him, he will not respawn, and you cannot do what I just did. And great. We're gonna do this. There we go. Whoops. Apparently, I ground pounded on the top of the wall, off screen. Awesome. Once I get through this house, then I think I'm just going to try to make do a warpless. Not necessarily 100%, but not use the Star Road to get to Bowser's Castle. See how long it takes to get there. Oh no! That was close. I knew the minute I activated the cape that it was a terrible idea. I don't memorize many things. The Mario World ghost houses are one of them. It's like, I don't know. What determines what your brain considers like vitally important to your survival? Mario World ghost houses. Yes. How to maximize your odds for this? I realized when I was setting up DOSBox the other day that I knew how to write an auto-execute batch file still. I remembered the acronyms for expanded memory and extended memory and high memory and I knew how to set up a sound blaster. And that's something that I'll never need to do again. Ah! Yoshi, no! Oh, well, that worked out. Can I fly over this? Surely I can. Woo! I tried to... Lovely scenery up there. I tried to avoid that, honestly, because... I mean, it's like, why play the game if you're just gonna do that? It's kind of like I enjoy, at some level, watching speedrunners, but I don't enjoy when they just... like watching a Halo speedrun. They just glitch over the entire map, and it's like, why? Why am I watching this? Why would you play like this? You're just skipping the game. And just like that, probably made everybody angry. But you know what? I'm gonna stick to it. If I ever become a speedrunner in a game, it's gonna be the glitchless categories. Oh no, I tried to do it, but I couldn't. Oh! Oh! $29. I'm never gonna get a 50 on this goalpost ever again. Morton's Castle. Ooh, I want this. Nope. Speedrun of GoldenEye, one of the steps on the ship level was tossing the tracking bug from across the ship blind. Yes. That's what I find awesome. Like, if within the constraints of the game, you can, like, throw the tracking bug across the map. But if, for some reason, you could have finished the level by, like, putting the tracking bug, you know, in the corner of the ship, and then throw a box on top of it, and it clips it through the world, and then, you know, all this stuff. No, thanks. I'm not focusing. I'm not good at Mario and talking. Ah! Also, castle music, the best music in the game. Just saying. Alright. We're gonna boom boom this guy. Oh no, we didn't. I did it. I did it when I was testing. Just stomp on him. There, we kind of did it. Thought I heard / saw something, but these are noise-canceling headphones, so that doesn't make any sense. What will become of Princess Toadstool? Man, you know what game I just suddenly thought of? The Gilligan's Island NES game, of all things. And the Home Alone NES game, of all things. Well, they made a bunch of... This, right here. These yellow bricks. Something about the orientation, or just the amount of them, just this would make the TV buzz. Like, it would look fine. The picture would look fine. It would just be like... Be like someone turned on the blender in the other room and the TV is just buzzing. Good times. Technology. Well, I was so proud of having a feather and I was goofing off and lost it. Because there's a key up here that I would very much like to have. There's a Star Road level that's also full of yellow blocks, but I can't remember if that made the TV buzz or not. One of life's great mysteries will never be solved because we don't have that TV anymore. It was a teeny tiny combo Panasonic CRT. VHS. So maybe one day I'll find one on eBay and then... That sounds... That sounds dangerously like something I want to try. For no other reason than to be like, this is the TV that I played Mario World on. There's a tiny chance I have it in the garage. I have a small assortment of CRTs. I used to hate this level because it was such a maze, but it's not that bad. The one I still don't understand is the one where you go into multiple areas based on the time left on the clock when you change rooms. Changes what rooms you find. That one I still don't understand. I think I'm going the wrong way. And I went down a pipe. Oh! That was a trap. He's gonna turn into 3. And I lost it. Okay, so I need to backtrack with that P switch. Because I want that red switch palace. Might not do 100%. I at least want the switch palaces, especially if they're like proverbially next door. No, 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 no! I knew it was gonna be a mistake. I clicked too high. I don't remember if that fish hurts flopping out of water, but I'm not gonna touch it. I think you can just run into it and it'll, like, knock over. But I'm not trying a small Mario. No! Ugh. Ooh. Okay. I was trying to get fancy. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Or am I crazy? We want to go back this way, right? Ah! Down here? Yeah. I remember. Might not be able to explain it, but my heart remembers. That's a lot of work for one extra life. Doot, doot, doot. I feel like I'm not going to finish the game tonight. I don't know if I was expecting to or not, but just purely projecting my progress after an hour. It doesn't help when I, like, fly backwards. Be careful. Wasn't careful. You know what I'm gonna blame? I'm gonna blame my headphones. The Bluetooth, it's connected Bluetooth. Just enough audio lag to throw me off. Yep, that's what it is. Bubbles. Ah! Well, mistakes were made. There wasn't any way out of that, so... Don't know what I was thinking there, to be honest with you. Jump over these guys. I think what happened was the wheel wasn't there yet, and then it just, like, appeared out of thin air. Like a ghost. A wheel of ghosts. Is there a power-up hidden in here? Shall we, test them all? No. No, we won't. Whew. Don't get gassed by the green bubbles. Excuse me? P-switch. Yes. Aha! Coin door. Didn't get it. I'm gonna have to go through my Chrono Trigger videos and see how long it took to finish. Those monsters are called blargs. Blarg with a B. Yep. Can't remember if one of these pipes does a thing. Nope. I want to say you're flying. Come on. No! Yeah, there's a pipe up there. Ah, forget it. And I ran into a... No! I'm not sure what that... Whoop. I'm not sure where that pipe doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's not a secret exit because this is a yellow level. As you may already know, a red level is the one with multiple exits. Power up? Yoshi! That was unexpected. Can Yoshi's, like, bounce off a blarg? Confirmed. Yoshi can bounce off a blarg. Ah! This is a long level. Yoshi is quite durable indeed. 50? Ah, I missed it by that much. I think the only thing that kills Yoshi is lava, right? If you landed, obviously. If you landed in lava with Yoshi, you would die. But Yoshi can stand on spikes. Yoshi, no! I wanted to eat a bullet bill. I remember playing this and being like blown away. Oh no! Ah! Blown away by at one point in the stage, you've got bullet bills coming at you from like the corners of the screen. And it was like magic. The NES couldn't do that. Ah, no! Oh. I thought this thing was in the background. My mistake. Oh. I didn't commit. Ah. That was a lot of work for a 1-up again. What's with all this, like, weird... You can just walk into a level and, like, farm 1-ups. Okay, so that's like a multi-shot. Bullet bills. They'll be in from the corners in a second. And it's like, wow. Nope. Missed it. Missed him. Talked it up so much. Lava is okay as long as he eats it. I know that he eats flaming watermelons in Yoshi's Island. Ah. Well, that's a mistake. This is a problem. The first appearance of Kamek. What? What? I think I've learned something about this game. I had assumed the power-up block was immune to Kamek's magic. And he turned it into a thwimp. And I was standing on top of it. Ha! Well, he's gonna respawn here in a second. It's gonna be a problem. Ooh, ooh. No! He's throwing PlayStation letters at me. Dark magic indeed. I could have made it. Freaking out! Oh, no! That was close. Do not know how some pixels let me survive and some pixels don't. He turned around and bit me. And happened twice in a row. Should be at the halfway mark. No! The door's not halfway mark. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not on world record pace. Just thought I'd let you know. Ah! Maybe we can, Interesting, interesting. In case you didn't notice, that was the midway flag. I can't explain what happened there. So, it's a mulligan. Do-over. Oh! Oh. I should start making a list of things to, like, talk about at the start of the video where people are actually paying attention. Or at least not gone. But one thing I have been wanting to play, I have been on a strong bad kick all of a sudden. I found a bunch of, like, old strong bad videos that I actually hadn't seen put on YouTube. So I went down a strong bad hole last night, and I never finished the strong bad games. That was when the world was, like, obsessed with episodic games. So there's, like, 5 episodes of that strong bad point and click adventure game thing. Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people, as I think is what it's called. Hey! Watch out for the pot. Ooh! So I'm gonna play that too. Don't know when. But that's one of those things. Does the internet at large still understand strong bad humor? Is that something we understand still? It's something I quote all the freaking time. But I don't think anybody I've quoted it to in real life understands that I'm quoting strong bad. Cheese bridge. This will be Yoshi Wing. Oh, nope. I thought it would be Yoshi Wings. Fair warning, I'm probably going to keep the CRT filter on for all of the old games that I play because it makes me happy. It kind of blurs things, but I even turned on the CRT filter that has, I don't know what you'd call it. I call it RGB twinkle. Like, does the mouse show up? Yeah, it kind of does. Especially at the tops of the letters and things. If you just turn on scan lines, you're not going to get, like, color warping. It's just going to be lines across the screen. But no, the CRT experience, you want, like, RGB twinkle. You want some discoloration around your shapes. Just a little, very subtle. And the rope is gone. Will it come back? I actually don't know. Oh, it came back. But the thing is, I don't know how... Well, mistakes were made, and Mario let go of the rope. But I don't know how well the CRT twinkle is going to come through on stream, so that's part of my... I'll rewatch the VOD and see if it's even worth... Ah, the bullets! It's a different level, but we had diagonal bullets. Well, that skipped a grand total of about 5 seconds. Nope. All right. This is the level that you need to bring Yoshi to the goalposts and then sacrifice. Sacrifice the Yoshi to jump up underneath the goalpost, and then you get the down here. Whoa! Nope, I want to go up here, thank you. Well, couldn't have avoided that. Go down the pipe. Nope. Ooh. Oh. It's a dinosaur coin. It wants me to go backwards? Have I seen this? I think I've not seen this. Or I've forgotten it. Hooray, again, that's an awful lot of work for one up. Yoshi, save me! Well, I've already messed up that little cloud thing. If you collect all the coins. Right? Yeah, if you collect all the... Give me that. If you collect all the coins in the cloud, you'll get a 1-up at the end. But then there's also the Lakitu flying around in one of these levels where if you pull the 1-up off the hook, starts throwing spinies. That's not Mario 3, is it? That's Mario World, right? Sometimes all the games blur together. This is the one where you have to walk outside the... Ow! Okay. Mistakes were made and recovery was had. It's a bit of a pain to run with a cape. We can harvest the 1-ups. 200. 400. 800. Ah. This isn't red. Okay. Couldn't remember if I jumped on him while he was spitting or after he was spitting. Bonk. Come at me, bro. Hey. I guess I could check on stream how well the CRT lines are coming through. That poor mountain. Ludwig von Koopa's days of composing Koopa symphonies in Castle Number 4 are over! Behold the Forest of Illusion. It doesn't look as nice on stream as it does on mine, but you can see the kind of green at the top of the letters here. Very important, in case you want to know. Emulation accuracy in its inaccuracy. Ah! Surprise Yoshi, no! I can never remember if Yoshi swallows a spring. He does. He was swallowing it, I saw him. Oh, yes. How do we want to do this? Well, I can't do it now. Oh, I can. I can do it. I'm a fat Mario now. Now we just wait out the clock. Trying to think of the quickest way through. I think we have to do it this way. It's one of those things I haven't really been, like, bothered to look up, like the fastest way through the forest. I know if you take all the obvious exits, you'll never escape. But does that translate to... Does that translate to if you go only the hidden exits, that it'll go fastest? I would like that extra feather. If you please. Thank you. Goodbye. I think I... Ow! Great. Thanks. We go up here. I'm going to guess this goes straight down, and it's not the way I need it to go. Oh! Or do I need it to go straight down? Aha! We were just talking about you, Lakitu. Bonk. Mistakes. Okay. I was trying to get the fireball to make this more manageable. I failed. And I hit the block. Baby Lavoses. Do Spinies look like a baby Lavos? Perfect. Wonderful scenery up here. Ain't it? Woo. Ow, that's not fair. It's surprisingly hard to get a Lakitu Cloud. Ah! I think if I had to pick a favorite bad guy in Mario, it would be a Spiny. They're just so red and spiky, and they just don't care. What was the point of that? Oh! I just want to take this to the end at this point. Yes. This is clearly the main exit. This goes right. I know if you get the hidden exit over here, it goes down and out to the optional castle. I think I'm not doing this at all efficiently. Oh! Sea urchins. Which I have heard are delicious. But I've never had any personally. Oh, stupid fish. Took my floating box. Nope, 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 nope. And dead end. I am using a emulator that prides itself on accuracy, which should mean it will lag in the same places as original hardware. So, believe it or not, something that you want. It just feels nice when it lags in the same spot that you remember. Hey! Rip Van Fish. Oh, I think I want to go left. I think I'm going the wrong way. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure I want the secret exit. Might, think we want this. What? I was like fused with the bomb. Stupid game. Yoshi, eat this, please. Thank you. Ska! We need one of these bouncy things. Alright. I guess we got one. Mission accomplished. I guess this is why we needed it. What is going on? We lost a Yoshi. Trying to keep in mind where isn't there a flying hammer bro up here? No, but there's a football guy. Don't make me jump into... Okay, that works. Aha! Accidentally found the correct pipe. Nice! We made an S for Sandy. That did it on purpose. Oh. I saw the chat scroll, but I'm afraid to look because I'm on the platform snack. Ah! Now we have some captive potaboos. I'm going to die. This is a terrible thing to have happened. There's a needle drop, multiple needle drops, and I got needled. I love how the old games don't care about setting consistency. Why does the Mushroom Kingdom have American football players in the wild? Who cares? I mean, I don't care. I never really thought about it. I guess that's the thing, right? And I just ran off the edge on the platform snake. I don't even remember the name of it. It'll have a name, right? At the end credits. Rocky is the wrench guy from Mario 3. My headcanon, it's a cousin to Boom Boom. It's just Boom Boom with a helmet on. Not really. We have another Oh! The randomness has spared us. No! Didn't jump high enough. There's no power-up. Who Check the entrance. Nope. Who designs a level without a power-up? Oh! I'm operating under the assumption that we want to screen scroll as fast as possible. That kind of worked. We got scalped by a fireball, but kind of worked. Oh! We did it. We made it. I think he just goes down the drain over here. Yep. Bowser statue suddenly? Scary Potaboo. Ah! I think I could finish the game if I didn't die so much. But we still have a half hour to go. I fell off. Ugh. Twitch is trying to tell me something. Oh, a gift sub has expired. Thanks, that was pressing information. The game worked. The game was out of focus, but it didn't slow down or anything. I should say I'm quite impressed with RetroArch at its current stage. Last time I tried it, they had some sort of unified... They called it like, you know, like how Steam has big picture mode. It like warped through the platform. But RetroArch... Did you hear that? Windows yelled at me for something. Anyway, RetroArch had like a big picture kind of screen mode thing, and it looked like the old PlayStation menu interface thing, and it was so bad. Like the main reason why I didn't use RetroArch. But they changed it. So now it is... You can still use it with a controller, but now you can use it with a mouse. Anyway, much better. I'm glad they decided to... It's one of those things that projects get defensive about. Oh, you don't like our interface? Well, too bad then. But nope, they changed it. It's great. I shouldn't be forced to configure all of my options with a controller. I think I'm holding on to this P block, and I don't need to be. Why is this castle so hard? I guess it's because we're getting close to the end of the game, but... Eh? Oh, right before he started climbing the wall. But about Mario monsters, if you think about it, a bullet bill is like, is this bullet alive? It has face and arms and teeth. Like a chain chomp, only that's a ball and chain that's alive. The tasty chocolate island. Alright, we are at the point of Mario World where I have no memory of these levels. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's because it's so... close to the end of the game. But you'd think if you'd finish the game as often as I have, you'd like remember the whole thing, but insert Gandalf meme. I have no memory of this place. Something, something, always follow your nose. Ah! Yoshi! We are invincible! Whoa! Oh, we didn't get the Switch Palace in the big forest. I don't think we're gonna finish it. Mostly because I know how hard Bowser's Castle is for me personally, and we're not even close. Oh, scalped. You don't scare me, ghostly pot of whatever, Lakitu ghost. Up. Boo blocks. Which, I was gonna say, you don't see boo blocks. But yeah, you do. Mario Sunshine. You spit on some boos and they turn into platforms. That's a thing that happens nowadays. What am I where do I go? I have to go up there. But I don't have a leaf. I mean... Oh, that's a throwback. Oh! I found... what we need. Oh... Oh! I don't get... Oh... Do we bring these guys along for the ride? I suppose I could have brought the other guys along. Wah! Alright, clock. I'm on it. There, see? Sheesh. This is the one, Chocolate Island 2. The one that changes based on the time left in the clock. And I don't remember. I panic jumped. Yoshi stomped everybody to death, so... Come on, you stupid fire-belching rhinoceros. Triceratops without a horn. If we get to the end of this... Yoshi, no! Which I was gonna say which level did we get, but then I died. All right. We're learning. We are improving over time. Oh, give me all the feathers, please. I don't think it matters. I think this is the last phase of the level. Okay. It's like, well, oh. No, Yoshi! Fine, Yoshi. We'll meet again. Wrong exit. I'm looking up Chocolate Island 2. Area 1. This area is always the same. Area 2 is affected by the number of coins that the player collected in Area 1. Variation A, you have to have 21 coins. Variation B, 8 or fewer coins. Variation C, 9 to 21 or 9 to 20 coins. The area consists entirely of short platforms. That's the one I usually get because I collect fewer than 8 coins. Mario must have 9 to 20 coins. Mario starts the area on a flat platform. There's a prize block. I mean, variation B is fine. Variation A of the third area, Mario must have 250 seconds or more left on the clock. Mario must have, for variation B, you gotta have 235 to 249 seconds. Variation C must have 234 seconds or less on the clock. So it's not super complicated. You just need to, like, power through, go as fast as humanly possible to get to the secret exit, and then you have to have less than 250 seconds to get the regular exit. Okay. Last time I didn't really pay attention, which is normal, I guess, but it's not that bad. Yoshi, no! Welcome back, Langnet. This is the level that changes based on the clock. Yoshi, no! I messed up. Gotta have less than 250 seconds in the third area to get the regular exit, which is what we want. Whoa! Those rhinos jumped the wall. It's actually, like, easiest to, No, Yoshi! No feather! $249. Different Easy. Whoa! Dinosaurs. Dino DNA. Nope. Messed up because I didn't want to get hit. Went for it. Paid off. I want that power up. Oh! That was a leap of faith! Ah! I think we can go in that pipe. Maybe we come out of that pipe? Ah, we went in. Oh! Whoa! I don't know what kind of black magic I'm pulling off here, but it works. Why? Oh! Okay. Sure. That is not the double exit. The double exit where you sacrifice Yoshi is on the bridge after Vanilla Dome. Now here's the question. Oh, wonderful. Need the secret exit. My mistake. Went up and over that pipe, inexplicably. Ah! Ooh. Ooh. What? We were doing so well, and I thought surely the exit up high is the one we want because it's harder to get to. Do I want to try to finish this in one setting? Technically, it will do... It will set my personal best. Oh! I want this. Sacrifice must be made. Well, clearly I can't finish in less than 2 hours. I probably could if I didn't die so much. Why I keep making the like leap of faith there. Well, this is me trying to do warpless, I guess. I don't want to touch the Star Road. But I don't want to do every single level. So it's like every level except the Star Road. I mean... Ah! Not every level. Get to Bowser's Castle as fast as possible without the Star Road. Because when people do that, they just use the Star Road, and it only takes like, it's a 10-minute game. Like, whoop-de-doo, you went through the Star Road. The Star Road ends at Bowser's Castle's front door. Huh. All right, we've made it back to the feather. I'm just gonna play it nice. Okay. Okay, what? Okay, so it is kind of a, you don't sacrifice Yoshi, but it is a hidden, okay. Reznor. Our very first Reznor. Ah! Almost got stabbed by a pencil. Chocolate lava. Maybe lava cake, right? Molten lava cake. Only... Ah! Squish. Again, I have no memory of this place. Thwamp! Wah! Whoa! Oh, okay. Great. Perfect. We have to do it so that we don't trigger that. Feather block. You have to get through and not, like, accidentally take off with your, Oh! Oh! Yay! So, okay, here's the thing. We are so close, and yet not so close. So, I'm a-thinking maybe we just end it here and then play it next time. And then whenever we finish, we'll finish. And then switch to Chrono Trigger? Is there something we could squeeze in that isn't Chrono Trigger? Yeah, because I'm thinking there's this level, there might be one more, then there's the castle, then there's the sunken ship, and then Valley of Bowser. And that's no slouch. It's not an easy world. And then Bowser's Castle itself, which I am not well versed in. I'm gonna say maybe 30 minutes to an hour left. I suppose we could go do the Star Road afterwards, just like see how long it takes to just get through the game without Star Road and then mess around after that. Or oh, I'm trying to hit emulator commands. I mean, fancy Nintendo commands. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there, but I want to just see/show off all of these games I own. I own the console. I own the game. Yeah, I don't want to, like, start Chrono Trigger in the middle. I would like to start Chrono Trigger fresh, because that's going to be that's several parts. But we could just switch over to this. There we go. We could switch over to good old Mario 3. There's like all kinds of. Also with the scan lines. Is it just me or is this louder? But here's the goal. Here's the main goal, all right? This is the reason I've been experimenting. It's this guy. I want to see how it... Can't see it yet. There we go. Ew. The scan lines are not so pretty on the PlayStation. There might be something wrong with the ratio. It's looking different. Well, it looks okay full screen. How does it look on Twitch? Because the whole point of me turning on scan lines to begin with is because I played this a little bit just to see what it would look like. And oof. Because it's kind of 3D-ish. But it really depends on the glass of the CRT kind of blurring the edges. I mean, the game was great from what I played. I don't know why I stopped. But this is the goal. So we'll finish up Super Mario World tomorrow. Yeah, and then the next week we'll start Chrono Trigger. It's been 4 years since I played it. And then go straight into Chrono Cross. Hopefully with all the trigger information fresh in our memories. Nice. Because not gonna lie, I got tired of Kerbal Space Program. It's fun, but there's so much messing around and not getting anywhere. And I don't really like that in a stream. So, rip Kerbal Space Program. Nice. Anyway, I don't have I'll have to use my... I haven't decided if I want to use this guy for Chrono Cross or try to get an Xbox controller working. I guess technically the 8-bit DOE is, oh, was it kind of lagging? I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Go back to, ye old Mario World. $19.90? 1991. Okay. That is it for now. I'll see y'all later. Trying to think if there's anything important. Oh, I would try to show it off, but I haven't tried to stream with it yet. But I have DOSBox set up, and I had Commander Keen running in DOSBox, like, flawlessly. Just the way I remember it. It would be fun to do Commander Keen. But I have no reference for how long that'll take. Because it's been so long. I don't know. Maybe next week it'll be Commander Keen. I have to see if I can capture a DOSBox window. I do remember Captain Comic. All of our old games, Commander Keen, Captain Comic, Crystal Caves. We played that a bunch. Our friend had Duke Nukem, like the old Duke Nukem, the arcade platformer Duke Nukems. Those would be fun. Craws, which I think I saw. I think I saw that on archive.org. But for sure, Commander Keen. Good stuff. I have to think of, like, all the other, like, random stuff that we played. I think that was really it, though. It was really just a lot of Commander Keen. Dino Park Tycoon was one of those that we kind of played a bit. We had a lot of educational games that were not great. So the games that we had were few, but we played it a bunch. Age of Empires is newer. That was the Windows 95 era. I'm not sure how to play that. There's a lot more people who want to play old console games, so there's a lot of emulators for, like, NES, the old Game Boy, all that stuff. But you can run old Windows 95 in a virtual machine, but Yeah, I'm not sure how that would translate into a stream. Because sound kind of doesn't work, and video cards don't work. Because I remember playing Terminal Velocity a bunch. I think that's on GOG. In fact, I know it's on GOG. Because I have it. Yeah, we had the demo, so only a few levels. Yeah, so if I ever played that, it would be like, oh, I remember all of these, and all of a sudden, now I don't remember any of us. We played a version of One Must Fall that was not the robots one. There's a robots one that most people will think you're talking about. But we played a demo, of course, of One Must Fall that was like, you know, Mortal Kombat. Easy version, little version. It was just the two dudes, right? It was the red guy, the blue guy, and Shadow Kick or whatever. There might have been more, but I don't remember. I just remember saving up energy for that Shadow Kick thing. Yep, back in the days of shareware distribution. When every game had a demo, and you would play the demo, and then it would, when you quit the demo, it would have a, please buy our game, splash screen. A whole other world. The late 90s, early 90s, 90s in general. Yep, a bunch of text games like Trade Wars, but got... I'm not... A text game might be fun to stream like once, and maybe for only like half an hour. Play Zork. Zork is like the original text game that people remember. Anyway, I'm gonna head off for the evening, but I'll be streaming tomorrow, finish up Super Mario World, maybe mess around with the Star Road after that, or switch to Mario 3, just kind of mess around, and then I'll try to get Commander Keen working over the weekend, see if I can stream Commander Keen. Because remember, I streamed Chex Quest, and that was DOSBox. So I know it's possible. Okay, bye! Thanks for watching. See you later, everybody. I'll see you later. Kind of had a hiccup. Sorry there. Bye!